The New England Patriots just took a hit that came completely out of left field. Like, not even a jab. You know that moment when you're walking down the street and suddenly get smacked in the face without warning? That's what this feels like. And it's not even because of a player trade or injury report or some behind-the-scenes drama. No. This time it's about something way more ridiculous. A list. Yeah. An actual ranking that somehow managed to throw a shadow over what should have been one of the Patriots' smartest offseason moves. So here's the deal. Over the past few months, the Patriots have been making some solid decisions to steer the team in a new direction. They've brought in talent, made some coaching changes, and seem laser-focused on setting up the future. And one of the biggest moves, and I mean top-tier, headline-type moves, was bringing Josh McDaniels back for another run with the organization. Third stint with the Pats. And this time he's back doing what he does best, running the offense. Now, we're talking about a guy who's got 6 Super Bowl rings, 3 of them as the offensive coordinator, 3 more as a position coach. The man has been an essential part of the Patriots dynasty. He helped guide Tom Brady through multiple title runs, orchestrated game plans that left defenses spinning, and brought experience that very few play callers in this league can match. So naturally, when McDaniels returned, fans were hyped. It felt like that piece of the puzzle was finally clicking back into place. And for a team trying to find its identity again, especially after the post-Brady era turbulence, that kind of stability and leadership on offense matters a lot. So imagine the reaction when a new ranking comes out this week, supposedly evaluating all 32 offensive coordinators across the NFL based on their play-calling ability. This list was posted by NBC Sports, and it breaks down coaches into different tiers like best of the best, wizards, and good hands, and then some less flattering categories further down the list. You'd expect a guy like McDaniels, someone who's literally orchestrated Super Bowl winning drives, to be right up there with the greats, right? Maybe not number 1, but at least firmly seated in that top category. Makes sense, right? Wrong. Because somehow this list manages to completely snub McDaniels. Not just keep him out of the top 5, but leave him hanging in some lower tier like he's just some average coordinator who's still trying to prove himself. It's not even about bias or oversight at this point. It feels like outright disrespect. Like, how are you going to list someone with his resume anywhere outside of the best of the best? Look, I get it. There are some solid names out there. Sean McVay is a genius, no doubt. He won a Super Bowl, sure. Kyle Shanahan has built one of the most dangerous offenses in the league over in San Francisco. And Andy Reid, well, he's Andy Reid. The man has rings. He's reinvented offenses. And he's coached up quarterbacks like nobody's business. No one's disputing their credentials. But even then, let's be honest, McDaniels' playoff success alone should put him in that conversation. The dude has coordinated 3 Super Bowl winning offenses. He's coached under immense pressure in the biggest moments and delivered. And yet, here we are, watching names pop up above him that don't even belong in the same room when we're talking about legacy and achievement. Some of these so-called wizards haven't even gotten close to a Super Bowl, haven't even sniffed it. And they're being ranked higher because what? Because they called a few creative plays last season. That's the bar now. Take Ben Johnson, for example. Talented coordinator, sure. People love what he's done with the Lions, but let's be real, he hasn't been a head coach. Hasn't won a conference title, hasn't taken a team on a deep playoff run. Not saying he can't or won't, but putting him above McDaniels right now is just laughable. It's like comparing a promising college student to a tenured professor who's already got decades of success behind him, and it's not just Ben Johnson. There are other names, to guys who haven't won anything meaningful, haven't built a legacy, and yet somehow got a better spot on the list. I mean, come on, even Brian Daboll, who was just 1 spot ahead of McDaniels, has had flashes of success. Sure, but even he hasn't done what Josh has done over the years. The more you look at this list, the more you realize it's not about logic. It's almost like someone just pulled names out of a hat and threw them into categories. No real metrics, no deeper context, just vibes. And let's not forget, a huge part of being an offensive coordinator isn't just play design. It's adjusting in real time, preparing your quarterback, managing egos, reading defenses, knowing when to go conservative and when to take risks. McDaniels has done that at the highest level. He's gone toe-to-toe with the best defenses in the league and come out on top. Now, I know some folks are going to point to his head coaching stints and try to use that as a knock against him. And yeah, he didn't exactly light the world on fire as a head coach. But let's not pretend like those situations were ideal. He never even finished out the full seasons in either of those jobs. There's a difference between failing because you're out of your depth and struggling because the organization was a mess. Plus, being a head coach and being an offensive coordinator are two completely different beasts. Just because you weren't great as a head coach doesn't mean you can't be elite. At running an offense, Josh McDaniels has always been elite. At that, coaching success also comes down to timing, environment, and having the right personnel. There are brilliant minds who flamed out in the wrong situations and came back to dominate when given the right setup, and that's what makes this whole thing so frustrating. It's not like McDaniels is some forgotten figure from the past. He's back, he's relevant, and he's in a position to remind everyone exactly what he brings to the table. So yeah, call it a sucker punch because no one saw it coming. And it feels completely undeserved. McDaniels doesn't need a list to validate what he's done, but man, it would be nice if people at least respected the body of work. Instead, we get this strange blend of recency bias and hype over experience. And it makes zero sense. And speaking of disrespect, let's talk about Drake Maye for a second. Because he got hit with his own kind of backhanded compliment recently. There was this whole thing going around where analysts were ranking the new rookie quarterbacks, projecting what their ceiling and floor might be. And while some of the comparisons were fair or at least interesting, Drake's was just plain off. They said that, at his worst, he could turn out like Daniel Jones. I mean, really, Daniel Jones, that's the comp. We're talking about a quarterback who was wildly inconsistent, struggled with the deep ball, and never really found his rhythm in New York. He's athletic, sure, but when you start breaking down the skill set, that comparison doesn't make much sense. Drake Maye has already shown he's got a significantly stronger arm and far more accuracy than Jones did at a similar point in their careers. Let's not forget, Drake was throwing bombs last year behind an offensive line that may as well have been made of tissue paper. The guy had to deal with pressure on almost every drop back, and even then he was able to showcase his arm talent and deep ball ability. His first touchdown throw in the league, 40 yards on a rope, right in the basket up the sideline, was a thing of beauty. That's not something Daniel Jones has ever been known for. So when you look at that comparison, it just feels lazy. Like someone skimmed a stat sheet, saw both guys could run, and decided they were the same. Comparing players is always tricky, and I get it, it's part of the draft process. It helps fans understand what kind of player their team just got. But let's not force narratives. Drake Maye isn't Daniel Jones. Just like Josh McDaniels isn't some bottom-tier play caller. It's okay to recognize talent and experience without trying to reinvent the wheel. And you know what? If McDaniels turns the Patriots' offense around this season, if Drake Maye shows he's more than just a strong arm, people will pretend they were on board the whole time. That's how it goes. But those of us paying attention, we see the real picture. We know that disrespect is loud right now, but so is the potential for a big-time bounce back. And that's what makes this upcoming season so exciting. Because the Patriots aren't just trying to stay relevant, they're trying to prove a point. And if everything clicks like it should, there's going to be a lot of crows served by the end of the year now. Beyond the whole Josh McDaniels situation, there's something else going on with the Patriots. And the way people are talking about their young quarterback, Drake Maye. This dude has been flying under the radar in a lot of conversations. But I think that's changing fast. When people try to compare rookies or second-year players, they always want to slap labels on them, either setting sky-high expectations or predicting they'll flop hard. But those comparisons rarely capture the whole story. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers around the New England Patriots facility are growing louder, and they suggest a rift that may have serious implications for the defense. Heading into the new season, star linebacker Matt Judon, once considered the heart and soul of the Patriots pass rush, might not be suiting up anytime soon, not because of injury or contract disputes, but due to a potential clash with the team's head coach. According to sources close to the situation, the head coach has reportedly vetoed any plans for Judon's return, allegedly stating, "I won't lower myself for him." While the comment has yet to be confirmed publicly, the mere suggestion has sent shockwaves through Patriots Nation. Judon, who has been instrumental in anchoring the defense since joining the team, in 2021, was expected to rejoin the roster this summer after a partial season absence. However, this recent development raises questions about the nature of the internal dynamics in Foxborough. What started as quiet locker room chatter is now being echoed across NFL circles. Is there a deeper conflict brewing behind closed doors? The supposed quote from the head coach has left fans and analysts alike wondering, what could have led to such a bold statement? Could it be dissatisfaction with Judon's previous holdout tactics? Or perhaps a deeper philosophical disagreement about leadership and locker room culture? Regardless of the root cause, the consequences could be significant. Judon remains one of the most disruptive edge rushers in the league when healthy, and his absence from a team already in transition could deal a blow to their hopes of contending in the highly competitive AFC East. For now, it remains a rumor and unconfirmed piece of the Patriots' ever-enigmatic puzzle. But in Foxborough, where control and discipline have long been hallmarks of the franchise, even a whisper of dissent can be deafening. Whether this is a strategic power play or a true falling out, only time will tell. One thing's for sure: the situation surrounding Matt Judon is one to watch. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.